Welcome back to an exciting journey through the Bible. Today we are delving into the life of Joseph, the dreamer. From being his father's favorite to being sold into slavery by his own brothers, Joseph's story is one of resilience, faith, and divine purpose. Through betrayal, imprisonment, and eventual rise to power in Egypt, Joseph's life reveals God's sovereignty and his ability to turn even the darkest trials into blessings. Are you ready to explore his incredible journey? Let's begin with 25 thought-provoking questions on the life and journey of Joseph. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out. Share your thoughts and scores in the comments. Let's dive in. Question 1. Who was Joseph's father? A. Abraham. B. Isaac. C. Jacob. D. Moses. The answer is C. Jacob. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. Genesis 37:3. Question 2. What special gift did Jacob give to Joseph? A. A golden crown. B. A silver cup. C. A staff of leadership. D. A coat of many colors. The answer is D. A coat of many colors. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. Genesis 37:3. Question 3. Why did Joseph's brothers hate him? A. He was their father's favorite. B. He spied on them. C. He stole from them. D. He refused to help them. The answer is A. He was their father's favorite. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Genesis 37:4. Question 4. What did Joseph dream about that made his brothers jealous? A. That he would become a king. B. That his brothers would bow down to him. C. That he would have great wealth. D. That he would live in Egypt. The answer is B. That his brothers would bow down to him. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." Genesis 37:5-7. Question 5. What did Joseph's brothers do to him out of jealousy? A. Killed him. B. Made him king. C. Sold him into slavery. D. Sent him to Egypt willingly. The answer is C. Sold him into slavery. So when the Midianite merchants came by, his brothers pulled Joseph up out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took him to Egypt. Genesis 37:28. Question 6. To whom was Joseph sold in Egypt? A. Pharaoh. B. Potiphar. C. The baker. D. The cupbearer. The answer is B. Potiphar. Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. Genesis 39:1. Question 7. Why was Joseph put in prison? A. He stole from Potiphar. B. He lied to Pharaoh. C. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him. D. He tried to escape. The answer is C. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him. Then she told him this story. That Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house. Genesis 39:12-20. Question 8. What ability did God give Joseph while in prison? A. The ability to write laws. B. The ability to read minds. C. The ability to defeat enemies. D. The ability to interpret dreams. The answer is D. The ability to interpret dreams. We both had dreams, they answered, but there is no one to interpret them. Then Joseph said to them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams. Genesis 48. Question 9. Whose dreams did Joseph interpret while in prison? A. Pharaoh's and the priests. B. The bakers and the cupbearers. C. The merchants and the jailers. D. The guards and the butlers. The answer is B. The bakers and the cupbearers. When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given a favorable interpretation, he said to Joseph, I too had a dream. On my head were 3 baskets of bread. In the top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head. Genesis 40:16-17. Question 10. What was Pharaoh's dream about? A. 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows. B. 7 kings ruling over Egypt. C. A river turning into blood. D. The sun and moon bowing to him. The answer is A. 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile, when out of the river there came up 7 cows, sleek and fat, and they grazed among the reeds. After them, 7 other cows, ugly and gaunt, came up out of the Nile and stood beside those on the riverbank. And the cows that were ugly and gaunt ate up the 7 sleek, fat cows. Then Pharaoh woke up. Genesis 41:1-7. Question 11. What did Joseph say Pharaoh's dream meant? A. Egypt would be destroyed. B. The Nile River would dry up permanently. C. Pharaoh would live forever. D. There would be 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. The answer is D. There would be 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. It is just as I said to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of famine will follow them. Then all the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. Genesis 41:28-30. Question 12. What position did Pharaoh give Joseph after interpreting his dream? A. High priest. B. Chief soldier. C. Governor of Egypt. D. Slave overseer. The answer is C. Governor of Egypt. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Genesis 41:39 to 41. Question 13. What was Joseph's Egyptian name? A. Zaphanath-Paneah, B. Amenhotep, C. Abimelech, D. Nehemiah. The answer is A. Zaphanath-Paneah. Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zaphanath-Paneah and gave him Asenath, daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, to be his wife. And Joseph went throughout the land of Egypt. Genesis 41:45. Question 14. What responsibility was given to Joseph as Pharaoh's second in command? A. Collecting and storing grain during the years of plenty. B. Leading Pharaoh's army into battle. C. Building new cities for Egypt. D. Overseeing religious ceremonies. The answer is A. Collecting and storing grain during the years of plenty. Joseph collected all the food produced in those 7 years of abundance in Egypt and stored it in the cities. In each city, he put the food grown in the fields surrounding it. Genesis 41:48 to 49. Question 15. Who came to Egypt to buy grain during the famine? A. Joseph's brothers. B. Pharaoh's soldiers. C. The Israelites. D. The Moabites. The answer is A. Joseph's brothers. When Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you just keep looking at each other?" He continued, "I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us so that we may live and not die." Then 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt. Genesis 42:1 through 3. Question 16. How did Joseph treat his brothers when they first arrived? A. He revealed himself immediately. B. He tested them by accusing them of being spies. C. He gave them food freely. D. He refused to sell them grain. The answer is B. He tested them by accusing them of being spies. Joseph said to them, "It is just as I told you. You are spies, and this is how you will be tested. As surely as Pharaoh lives, you will not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here." Genesis 42:6 to 17. Question 17. What did Joseph demand from his brothers before giving them more grain? A. That they bring Benjamin to Egypt. B. That they return Jacob's coat. C. That they confess their past sins. D. That they work for him. The answer is A. That they bring Benjamin to Egypt. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers stay here in prison, while the rest of you go and take grain back for your starving households. But you must bring your youngest brother to me, so that your words may be verified and that you may not die. This they proceeded to do. Genesis 42:19 to 20. Question 18. What did Joseph do when he saw Benjamin? A. He revealed himself immediately. B. He threw a feast for his brothers. C. He accused Benjamin of stealing. D. He put them all in prison. The answer is B. He threw a feast for his brothers. After he had washed his face, he came out and, controlling himself, said, "Serve the food." Genesis 43:29 to 34. Question 19. What item did Joseph hide in Benjamin's sack? A. A gold necklace. B. A silver cup. C. Pharaoh's ring. D. A scroll. The answer is B. A silver cup. Then put my cup, the silver one, in the mouth of the youngest one's sack, along with the silver for his grain. And he did as Joseph said. Genesis 44, 1-2. Question 20. Who offered to take Benjamin's place as a slave? A. Reuben. B. Simeon. C. Levi. D. Judah. The answer is D. Judah. Now then, please let your servant remain here as my lord's slave in place of the boy, and let the boy return with his brothers. Genesis 44:33. Question 21. How did Joseph finally reveal himself to his brothers? A. He sent them a letter. B. He performed a miracle. C. He told them, I am Joseph, and wept. D. He let Pharaoh announce it. The answer is C. He told them, I am Joseph, and wept. Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Is my father still living? But his brothers were not able to answer him, because they were terrified at his presence. Genesis 45, 1-3. Question 22. How did Pharaoh react when he learned about Joseph's brothers? A. He was angry. B. He invited them to Egypt. C. He imprisoned them. D. He ignored them. The answer is B. He invited them to Egypt. Pharaoh said to Joseph, Tell your brothers, do this. Load your animals and return to the land of Canaan, and bring your father and your families back to me. Genesis 45, 16-18. Question 23. What land did Pharaoh give to Joseph's family in Egypt? A. The land of Goshen. B. The land of Canaan. C. The city of Thebes. D. The palace in Egypt. The answer is A. The land of Goshen. Pharaoh said to Joseph, Your father and your brothers have come to you. 6 and the land of Egypt is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best part of the land. Let them live in Goshen. And if you know of any among them with special ability, put them in charge of my own livestock. Genesis 47, 5-6. Question 24. What were Joseph's last words before his death? A. I will return to Canaan. B. I forgive my brothers. C. Pharaoh is my master. D. God will surely visit you. The answer is D. God will surely visit you. Then Joseph said to his brothers, I am about to die, but God will surely come to your aid and take you up out of this land to the land he promised on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Genesis 50:24. Question 25. Where were Joseph's bones taken after his death? A. Kept in Egypt forever. B. Buried in Canaan. C. Burned in the desert. D. Lost in the sea. The answer is B. Buried in Canaan. And Joseph made the Israelites swear an oath and said, God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my bones up from this place. Genesis 50:25. That concludes our study of Joseph's incredible journey. From the depths of a pit to the heights of Pharaoh's palace, his life is a powerful testament to God's faithfulness and the power of forgiveness. How did you do on the quiz? More importantly, what did you learn? Let's continue seeking wisdom, trusting in God's timing, and walking in faith every day. Until next time, stay encouraged, stay faithful, and keep growing in God's Word. See you soon.